You might have seen that the body of the final Israeli captive in Gaza has been found and returned to Israel. That means the second phase of the Gaza ceasefire can move forward. Now, phase 1 has certainly had its problems, but more on that later. For now, let's look at phase 2 and what this is supposed to achieve. First, the situation in Gaza is meant to move from a pause in fighting to structural transition. That involves Donald Trump's so-called Board of Peace running Gaza in the place of Hamas, which has been barred from any role. As for the armed group, they're supposed to disarm. But here's the tricky part. Hamas has repeatedly said its fighters will not lay down their weapons unless an independent, sovereign Palestinian state with Jerusalem as its capital is established. Now, as part of this plan, an international security force is supposed to be deployed to monitor demilitarization. But who, when and how is unclear. Israeli forces are also meant to withdraw, but that's another sticking point, as we've seen Israeli forces push deeper and deeper into Gaza beyond the ceasefire line instead of moving away from it. Then there's the Rafah crossing. Thanks to Israeli restrictions, it's essentially been Gaza's only gateway to the outside world, but has remained closed. And just on that, here's another detail. In order to move from phase 1 to phase 2, Hamas was supposed to have handed over all captives, living and dead. Until then, Rafah would remain closed, said the Israelis. For several weeks, there was just one body remaining, that of Ran Gvili, which has now been recovered from an area under Israeli control and taken back to Israel. But according to one Israeli report, the military was ready to search more than a month ago, but the government stopped it as an excuse to delay the opening of the Rafah crossing. The search only resumed last week after pressure from the US. As for what we saw over the past few months, Israel has breached the ceasefire hundreds of times. It also hasn't allowed in the agreed amount of aid. Add to that the vague details about phase 2, and Palestinians have more than enough reasons to be skeptical about what happens next.